The one-penny coin of 1963, featuring Queen Elizabeth II, is an interesting piece in British numismatics. This coin, part of the pre-decimal British currency system, has a rich history tied to the end of an era of larger copper-based coins. Monarch and portrait. The coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which was introduced in 1953 following her accession to the throne in 1952. The obverse design shows the young queen, wearing a laureate, facing right. This portrait was created by Mary Gillick, and it's known for its elegant simplicity, with no crown on the queen's head. Obverse front. The one-penny coin of 1963 bears the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. The portrait is known as the second portrait by the engraver Mary Gillick. This was the first portrait used for Elizabeth II's coinage, which depicted her wearing a laurel wreath, rather than a crown, and giving a youthful appearance. Reverse back. The reverse features the traditional design of Britannia, the female personification of Britain, seated with a trident in her hand, shield on her side, and looking to the sea, symbolizing Britain's naval power. The inscription reads, 1 penny, with the date of the coin below the Britannia image. Material. The coin was made from bronze, 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. Weighing 9.4 grams and having a diameter of 30.8 millimeters, the one-penny coin was quite large compared to today's decimal penny. Minting and composition. Year, 1963. Material. The coin is made from bronze, 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, 0.5% tin, giving it a reddish-brown appearance. Weight, 9.4 grams. Diameter, 30.81 millimeters. Edge. The edge is plain, as was typical for many British coins at the time. 10. Cultural and design influence. The Britannia design on the reverse connects to a long tradition of British coinage. Britannia has been a symbol of the British Isles since Roman times, and her presence on the penny reflects Britain's imperial legacy and maritime history. Minting details. The coin was minted in large numbers by the Royal Mint, which was responsible for producing all British coins. These coins were minted in London, and no variants or special mint marks exist for the standard 1963 issue. There were 100,800,000 of these coins minted in 1963. Mintage information. 1963 mintage of the penny was 120,381,600 coins. These coins were struck at the Royal Mint in London. It was a common circulation coin, with no significant rarity for regular strikes. However, some high-grade specimens, especially in uncirculated or proof conditions, can have collector value. United Kingdom. The one penny was widely used in daily transactions throughout the United Kingdom. The coin was in circulation before the switch to decimal currency in 1971, decimalization. Though primarily used in the UK, British coins, including this penny, were often found throughout the British Commonwealth and colonies during the mid-20th century. Some coins, due to trade or movement of people, ended up in various regions such as Africa, Asia, the Caribbean, and Oceania. Decimalization and demonetization. The British currency system was decimalized on February 15, 1971, after which the old one-penny coins were gradually removed from circulation. The larger, pre-decimal penny, like the 1963 coin, was demonetized and ceased to be legal tender. Numismatic value. For collectors, the value of a 1963 penny depends on its condition. For collectors, the 1963 penny is not particularly rare, as it was produced in high numbers and remains relatively common today. However, its value can vary based on condition. Uncirculated or proof versions can command higher prices, while heavily circulated examples typically have minimal value, often just a few pence or less than a pound. Circulated coins. These are very common, with a low value typically around face value to a few dollars for lightly worn examples. This penny was part of the pre-decimal coinage of the United Kingdom, which was in use before Britain switched to decimal currency in 1971. The penny was equivalent to 1/240th of a British pound, reflecting the old system where 240 pennies made up £1 sterling. Uncirculated or proof coins. These can fetch higher prices ranging from a few dollars to potentially more if certified by grading agencies in higher grades, e.g., MS 65+. Varieties and errors. Occasionally, error coins, misstrikes, off-center strikes, etc., can be found and carry a premium. The 1963 penny is part of a series that ended in 1970 with a shift to the decimal system. Decimalization marked the end of these large bronze pennies, making this coin a historical artifact of a bygone monetary system. The coin was minted during the early part of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, a time of transition for Britain as it adjusted to the post-war world. The 1960s saw significant social and economic changes, and although the penny remained a staple of everyday commerce, its role was diminishing as inflation made smaller denominations less useful. The inscription on the obverse reads, Plus Elizabeth, II, Dei Gratia, Regina F. Laughing Face. Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The inscription on the reverse reads, 1 penny, 1963. The 1963 one-penny coin marks the last years of the large penny design before the switch to the decimal system. While common in circulation, well-preserved specimens can interest collectors, especially those keen on British numismatics. Its historical relevance also lies in its representation of the mid-20th century British economy and the coinage of Queen Elizabeth II's early reign. In conclusion, the 1963 one-penny coin of Elizabeth II represents an important period of British history, bridging the old imperial system and the coming modern decimal era. Its design, featuring Queen Elizabeth and the iconic Britannia, showcases the enduring legacy of British coinage during the 20th century. Thank you for joining this exploration of the Elizabeth II one-penny coin 1963. We hope this insight into its history and geography has been both informative and enga.